Well, the FDA receives its first request to authorize the COVID-19 vaccine for children age 12 to 15.
Here to answer your questions is Dr. Mark Seidner, an epidemiologist at Mass General Hospital. Dr. Seidner, thank you so much for joining us this morning. So what do we know so far about the safety and effectiveness of this vaccine for that age group?
Yeah, I think every time we learn that these vaccines are safe, that they're effective, that more people could benefit from them and be eligible from them, that's really a win for all of us. And this study did just that. It was a study of 12 to 15-year-olds. There were about 2,000 adolescents in the study. Half of them got the vaccine and half of them didn't. And there were only cases in people who didn't get the vaccine, about 20 cases, and none in those who did. Antibody responses were high, and it seemed to be safe. So this was really reassuring news.
That is good news. What about the side effects? Are they different for children?
Yeah, so we're living in the age of the press release now. Before the pandemic, a study like this would have been presented at a conference or potentially in a peer-reviewed journal. And right now we have a page from the company itself. That page did say that the side effects were similar in the 12 to 15-year-olds as they were in the prior studies of 16 to 25-year-olds. We'll learn more when the FDA report comes out, but so far, so good.
Okay, so also nearly 1/4 of all Massachusetts residents are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 right now. Are you concerned that some people may say, well, everyone's getting vaccinated, so I don't have to? What are the risks to that?
Yeah, certainly there are risks, although I prefer to call them benefits. And I think there are benefits both to the individual and to the community. Now we know quite clearly from the studies and from real routine practice where millions of people have been vaccinated, that these vaccines stop people from getting sick, stop them from getting hospitalized, and stop them from dying, frankly. There's been a 20% increased rate of hospitalizations in Massachusetts due to COVID-19 the last 2 weeks. So these vaccines are going to protect us individually, and there's clear benefits. But this concept of herd immunity, this is a communal one. Just like we support our churches and our schools and our neighbors, getting vaccinated is not just about ourselves. It's about making sure that our neighbors are safe, that our communities are safe. And getting this vaccine in each and every one of us is really going to help protect those around us and those that we love.
Good reminders. And as you know, we are in a race right now between vaccines and variants, especially the strain from the UK. Looking at our state data, which one is on the edge right now? Which one has the edge?
Well, I think we might be neck and neck. When we look at the South Shore and the southern counties across the state, we are seeing increasing rates of test positivity, increasing rates of hospitalization, and we've surely seen upticks in variants, both the UK variant, which actually now may be the most common variant in the state, and the Brazilian variant, which we've seen a cluster of in Massachusetts over the last couple of weeks. These new variants, they're not just more contagious, they tend to make people more sick. And in the case of the Brazilian variant, it appears people can be reinfected even if they've already been sick with coronavirus before. So it's really phenomenal to see vaccination rates go up. We need to keep that up, but we also need to stay safe. We need to stay distanced, because if we look over our shoulder in this race, I think we can see that the tortoise is coming if we get too complacent here.
All very important reminders. Dr. Mark Seidner of Mass General Hospital, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.